as always. It's Aysel, not Aysel, but he doesn't care. "How many times do I have to tell you to stop playing around on your computer?" He gestures toward my call log. "You still have a lot of numbers left." Mr. Palmer is the type of person who could change his whole life if he just once went to a different barber. He currently has a bowl cut, the type more typically found on gangly sixth-grade boys. I want to tell him that a crew cut could really bring out his jawline, but I guess he's pretty happy with Mrs. Palmer, so he's in no rush to reinvent himself. Nope, no midlife crisis for Mr. Palmer. I hate to admit it, but I'm a little jealous of Mr. Palmer. At least he can be fixed, if he wants to be fixed. A few scissor clips, and he'll be brand new. There's nothing that can fix me. "What?" Mr. Palmer says when he catches me staring at him. "You have nice hair." I swivel in my chair. I guess I lied. My job has two perks: free internet access, and I get to sit in a spinning chair. "Huh?" he grunts. "You have nice hair," I repeat. "Have you ever considered wearing it in a different style?" "You know, I took a risk hiring you." He waves his wrinkled finger close to my face. "Everyone in this town told me you were trouble. Because of your—" He trails off and looks away. "Because of your father," I complete his sentence in my head. The inside of my mouth fills with the sour, metallic taste I've come to know as humiliation. My life can be neatly divided into two sections: before my father made the nightly news and after. For a moment, I allow myself to imagine what this conversation would sound like if my father weren't my father. Mr. Palmer probably wouldn't speak to me like I'm a stray mutt raiding his garbage can. I'd like to think he'd have more tact, but no one wastes their tact on me anymore. But then it hits me. The thought I try to squeeze out of my mind. You wouldn't feel any different inside. I dip my chin to my chest in an attempt to shake that thought. "Sorry, Mr. Palmer. I'm on it." Mr. Palmer doesn't say anything. He just looks up at the 3 giant shiny banners that were recently hung on the office's back wall. Each one of them features Brian Jackson striking some sort of pose, arms crossed over his chest, arms thrown above his head in victory, arms pressed at his side mid-sprint. He's been photoshopped to have perfect skin, but there was no need to alter his ashy blonde hair or bright blue eyes. And I know from passing him in the halls at school that his calf muscles really are that large. At the bottom of each giant banner, the words "Homegrown in Langston, Kentucky" and "Olympic Bound" are scrawled in red block text. The banner doesn't say anything about the first boy from Langston who almost qualified for the Olympics. But it doesn't have to. As I watch Mr. Palmer study the banner, I know he's thinking about that boy, the first boy. Almost anyone who sees Brian Jackson's sweaty brow and muscular calves can't help but think of Timothy Jackson, Brian's older brother. And anyone who sees the banner and then sees me will definitely think of Timothy Jackson. Finally, Mr. Palmer peels his eyes away from the poster and turns back to me. He can't look me in the eye, though. He stares over the top of my head as he clears his throat. "Look, Aysel, maybe it would be best if you didn't come in tomorrow. Why don't you take the day off?" I press my elbows into the table, wishing I could melt into the gray plastic, into an unfeeling synthetic blend of polymers. I feel my skin starting to bruise under the weight of my body, and I silently hum Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. My mind fills with dark and heavy organ notes, and I imagine the organ's keys arranging themselves into the shape of a ladder that leads to an empty, quiet place, a place away from TMC, away from Mr. Palmer.